Hello everyone, while I was out at E3, I got to speak to the main guy behind Unravel, an adorable woolly platformer. I also got to catch up on my knitting while I was there. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm here with Martin, who's from Unravel. How exciting is that? Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I'm just thrilled, really overwhelmed.
I mean, you were on stage at the EA briefing, and I think the fan reaction has been amazing.
I actually looked at the video of it like last night, and I looked terrified.
I would be.
And I guess I kind of was in a way, but mostly actually I was just like really happy.
Oh, yeah.
I was really happy to finally be there and finally get to share the game with everyone.
Mostly the thing people talked about at that EA briefing was how adorable it was. Like the story behind it, you're on holiday and with your family and you want to make this game that's about love. It's really sweet. Like, how does it feel to make something like that?
It's one of those things that I've been thinking about a lot, that, you know, games they have the ability to really connect with you. Like, you devote so much of your time and your attention to them, they have like your complete focus. And also they reach such a big audience as well. Like, you can really touch so many people on such a deep level. I almost feel like I have this kind of responsibility to do something that's more meaningful, that's more personal, that actually has something, I guess, relevant to say. And not just about the mechanics or the entertainment like that, but it's about, you know, trying to make someone feel better, I suppose.
Oh, that's really sweet. So, like, how do you want people to feel? What do you want them to think when they're playing it?
I kind of want them to feel like feel the stuff that Yarny feels, really. Like, he's sort of the vessel for all of that. So the same kind of curiosity, the same kind of creativity and like wonder, I suppose. And also, I hope that they, you know, feel empathy, like they connect with it. It's not important that like they understand everything or like figure out all the details. So that stuff doesn't matter so much. What really matters is just like that they care, that they're involved.
What's the story behind Unravel?
There's basically like this idea that I had about a character that would be made out of yarn, and the yarn would be the symbol for love. And the further away you get from the things that you love, the more you would unravel. But you would the goal of the game would be to try to make that like yarn reach all the way to the finish of the game. So you had this long unbroken line just connecting everything and tying up all the loose ends and just bringing it all together. And that's why I made this little doll, so I could kind of like act it all out, because I mean I was way out there in the woods with really no tools to work with or nothing like that. It was just like really inspiring environment, and like I just sort of figured like the best way to do it would be to just like do it rather than try to describe it. I should just like go out there and do it. So I was playing with that yarn and just being creative with it, trying to figure out new ways to do things, and like looking for puzzles in the environment. Like, if I was this big, what would be a challenge to me, and how would I solve it? So it's like, well, what if I can kind of like walk on a tightrope here, or maybe even if I'm on that tightrope, what if I use it like a slingshot so I could launch myself higher? So the whole game is really based on that realism, I guess. Like, all the puzzles are actually like real proper things that have like logical applications. So you can look at something and kind of understand how it works and figure it out, and just how to use your yarn in creative ways to just like overcome all those obstacles.
So in the trailer we see Yarny picking up a button. What is that?
We have lots of themes going about memories and missing pieces and things like that, but I just don't really want to say too much, because it's important that players get to come to the story rather than trying to push the story on the players. It's so much better. You can just like discover these things on your own and just like make it into what you like, because otherwise it just ends up feeling quite forced, I believe.
Does he ever run out of yarn?
You can. It's actually a puzzle element in some cases. It's actually quite an interesting mechanic. Like, you could put like the goal line right in front of people and it looks like really easy to get there, but then you don't quite have enough yarn, and then you kind of have to figure out where we're hiding it and solve like extra parts of the puzzle like that. And it's also pretty cool because you can use the yarn to kind of create shortcuts. So if you make something really complicated with yarn going everywhere and you run out of yarn, then you can kind of like tether off at the end of it and then go back and clean up and bring all that yarn with you, because then you've created this shortcut with your yarn, because you've always got this trail of yarn behind you which you can climb back up on, so you can always kind of get back to where you were. So that's a pretty cool mechanic as well, for sure.
That's really cool. Well, I've been knitting this whole time, and I've made you a little Yarny. It was amazing.
It looks just like
totally believable. So there you go. You can have that little guy.
Yeah, he had to come along. He's traveled a lot, this guy.
He has, yeah. I mean, he's been on stage as well.
Yeah.
He's been further than I have. So I think next time I go on holiday, I'm going to have to pack wool. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, and let me know in the comments what you're most excited to see at Gamescom. See you next time. Bye!